Hi, my name is Geneva Robbins, and I'm a Reiki master here at LunaHolistic. Today, I'd like to talk to you about how do you move forward on a creative dream? This is a big question that I deal with on a daily basis, and I love helping people to manifest their creative dreams. So, if you want to write a book or a screenplay or launch a business idea or just make something, get into a new hobby, this is a huge area of growth and satisfaction and really brings a lot of creative joy into your life. So, how do you end up doing that? One of the things that can happen is that we get stuck or we feel blocked or we feel like, oh, I've got these ideas, but there's no time or energy for them. How do I find whatever time or energy is going to be required to get this dream off the ground? And sometimes we get stuck in shame cycles where we've got this perfectionist part of us, which is like, I won't start unless it's perfect, or I won't let it into the world until it's like every single deficiency is corrected, which can really block things up a lot and get us stuck and really stop progress completely. And then this pusher, which is like, why don't you get anything done? Which is really the same shame voice gets you coming and going. So one voice says, you can't do it. You're not good enough. And the other voice says, why don't you do it? You should accomplish more. So you get kind of squeezed and pinched in the process. Let's get you out of that. So if that's where you are right now, this is one of my primary tools to get you moving forward in only a few minutes and get you moving forward gently too, because that shame cycle or the feeling stretched like you don't have enough time, all of that is a pretty harsh pattern to be in. And if harshness and pushing could actually get you moving, then you'd be doing it by now and you wouldn't need this video. So the opposite energy is what actually needs to happen, which is being gentle and getting into a place where you can really open up into some curiosity and playfulness, which is a big place where creativity lives, where we can kind of just splash around and play. It doesn't have to be perfect right off the bat. We can just get some ideas down. Just start and let it be rough and messy and let that be part of the practice. Is just you start with a very rough draft. Like think of grabbing a hunk of clay and just splatting it down, right? Like that's all we're going for here. Because as soon as you get your hands in your clay or your working material or your hands on pen and paper, the process itself, the creative energy inside of you will begin to take over. So this is how I get through any of the blocks that land in my way. It is called the fear plan because I feel like resistance is just fear, delaying, procrastination, time poverty. All of that really boils down to feeling maybe not enough or just fearful of moving forward into the unknown, because when you start living your creative dreams, it's pushing you into the unknown every single day. But that is also exciting and part of the adventure. So how do you switch from the fear part into the adventure part? So one is to just start to acknowledge, this could be fear. Maybe this is resistance. Maybe this is resistance with a very clever packaging, which is just, I'm so busy. I have to clean this corner of my house before I can get to my page. We've all done that. The procrastinator is just sometimes part of the process. So don't worry about that. The first part is just acknowledge where you are with real gentleness. This is fear. And then we do this fear plan or this fear acronym. So F of fear starts with forgiveness. Wherever you are, it's okay. There you are. Of course, you're there. How else could you be anywhere else? So make where you are right now okay. It doesn't matter how long you've had this creative dream and how many years you've delayed doing it and how much fear has been built up and how much pressure there is. It's okay. You are where you are, and we'll find a way out. It's okay. I'll help you. So that forgiveness and the other thing that F can stand for is freedom. So give yourself a little bit of a breath. So just take a breath with me right now. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Tell yourself that 3 times. It's okay. And notice how already maybe your shoulders are starting to drop. Maybe just entertain that it might be okay. It is where you are. So here we are. And then we're going to go on to the next step, which is E. So the energy, the enthusiasm. Why do you want to do this? So do something, create a plan, or you can even think of ideas that give you energy, plug you back into why you want to do this creative work and not anything else. So sometimes it's going back in some ways to the blueprint of your plan or the idea of it and why you're so excited by it. The other thing you can do is to tap into the frequency of creative energy that exists in the entire universe. And I do this with Reiki. You can also do this with a meditation or a mindfulness practice or getting outside for a walk or going for a workout or doing some yoga, doing something that's going to get you moving and get you into this flow state. So we'll do a little meditation, a little micro meditation right now. So just gently close your eyes and just take a big sigh of relief. Settling down into your roots. Become aware of the energy of the earth directly below your feet. And know that the earth is always supporting you. Just gently become aware of the direction of gravity and align your spine with the direction of gravity. Bring yourself up tall in a position of dignity. And imagine a beam of light from the infinite heavens, from the Creator itself, can shine a spotlight down to touch the top of your head, your crown, and let that light melt through your whole body, filling you up like it's illuminating you from the inside. And let that flow all the way down to your feet, flowing through your hands, filling your heart, and shining through the surface of your skin, shining around you in all directions, creating a brilliant bubble of light, of peace, safety, and comfort. In this creative bubble, you are completely safe to dream, explore, and expand. Letting everything else be outside and you inside. Maybe feeling like you're sitting inside a rainbow bubble with red near your body, layering out all the colors of the rainbow right to violet on the furthest edges. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Wonderful. E, energy. There we go. The next step is A, action. Ready, set, go, action. So if you had longer time, you can also pause this video and do a 5-minute action, 5 to 25 minutes. And here you'll set a timer. And that timer will basically give you a nice little controlled, tiny window of time where you don't have to do everything. Because sometimes we take too big a chunk of it. We think, oh, I'm going to write the whole first chapter of my novel. It's like, well, that's a lot. It probably will take you longer than you have in a sitting to write a full chapter of anything. But you could easily, fairly easily, depending on how fast your fingers move or your pen moves, you could, in 5 minutes, write a paragraph, a sentence, maybe a whole page. It only takes a little bit of time to actually get you flowing. So the thing we want to do is take the action that you feel like you're resisting and just do a very small, little, tiny snippet of it. Think of the smallest, tiniest forward movement. And then we're going to do that, just 5 minutes of it. Or right now, we'll just take a few minutes to write down, what do you want to make and why is it important? Okay, so I did my action. My 2024 moon calendar, and why I'm going to make it is because I love it. I use it all the time, and people are asking for it. People are bugging me for my 2024 calendar because they loved the 2022 and the 2023 calendars so much. So that's been on my creative workshop list. But even just that tiny little action, like what do you want to make and why is it important to you, can get you back into the flow. Maybe even a good one is just writing a bulleted list of the things you would like to do, or just spending 5 minutes to capture ideas of what is the information or materials you need to gather. Or if you're writing a novel, often that requires a lot of research or character development. You could be curious about, who is this character and what was their grandpa like? Ask a random little writerly question, ask a curious question. I really like, what does your character have in its pockets, in their pockets? What do they hold? What are they holding? What does the hem of their clothing look like? Thinking about little tiny, crisp little details, getting really curious is a really great place to start. So that's action. You just take an action, whatever is next on your to-do list. Sometimes because I can get mired in, well, what's the best action to take? And is this the thing that I'm supposed to be doing? Or should I be doing another thing? I literally have a numbered list of my to-do list of all of the things I want to do. And then I use my pendulum or a random number generator to say, pick that one. And then I do 5 minutes of that or 25 minutes of that. And I will set myself a timer, because then you just get past the nerves and you just press start and you go. And then the next one is R. So you will review and reflect on, how did that little tiny action make you feel? And most of the time, when you start moving on something that's stuck that you want to do, what you feel is relief. And if you feel relief at all, even if you still feel nervous, even if you still feel like, oh, maybe it's not all that good and maybe it's not the right way, that's okay. That is all part of the creative generating process. And if you feel relief in the slightest bit, it means you're going in the right direction. Because moving in the direction of our dreams always brings us relief in the long run because we feel like we're moving forward. And if you have that feeling of moving forward, then there's a relaxation that happens, even if moving forward kind of feels a little bit scary. It's moving into the unknown. That's okay. The unknown will be known. That's how we get there. And sometimes that moving forward feels so much better than stagnating and feeling stuck. And that stagnating and feeling stuck it drains our energy more than anything else. If you do creative, soulful actions, it unleashes energy. You get more and more energy when you're doing things that are aligned with your soul and you really, really love them. The other thing that could happen when you do your review and reflection is like, oh, I started and I don't have enough information, or I need to take a course, or I need to maybe get some help or ask people a question, or maybe this isn't actually the thing that I want to do. And this is actually a distraction from the real thing that's bigger and scarier. So just take a look at that and be curious. And then it's wash, rinse, repeat, come right back to whatever you're feeling. It's okay. And give yourself a little space, a little breath of freedom. Maybe do a 5-minute meditation and a little 5-minute forward action. There you go. Thank you so much. I'd love to hear how this resonates with you. Please leave us a comment. And until next time, bye-bye. Hey, I hope you liked this video. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.